You're listening to the Free to Be Mindful podcast, which provides bite-sized tips for busy parents, educators, and anyone working with kids. These real talk conversations focus on mindful living, mental health, and personal growth, helping all to learn, grow, and inspire with mindfulness in mind. I'm your host, Vanessa de Jesus Guzman, educator, licensed professional counselor, entrepreneur, and mom. I'm passionate about helping folks live life with peace of mind and ease of heart while not losing their, well, you know, here we go. Have you ever tried to practice meditation but have no idea if it's working or even if you're doing it right? Wouldn't it be awesome if there's something that could just let you know when you're in the zone so that you could know to do more of that? Well, there is something that does exactly that. It's called MUSE. It's a brain sensing headband that helps you find more calm, sharper focus, and better sleep. And it measures your brain waves and lets you know exactly when you're in a meditative state. You can get 15% off any MUSE product by clicking the link provided in the show notes or in the comments below. Check them out at choosemuse.com and don't forget to use that link for 15% discount at checkout. Hi, and welcome back. I hope that you are all well and starting off your 2021 to a great start. I just wanted to start today by sharing a review from iTunes, which is always so greatly appreciated. It really helps other people find the show and listen in. So I truly appreciate all subscriptions, rates, and reviews, and wanted to read one to you today. So this one is from Rockaway Dad, and he says, amazing listen, looking forward to the next one. So thank you so much, Rockaway Dad, greatly appreciated, and I hope you continue to listen in. So by now, most people have put away all of the holiday decorations. I wonder if you're one of those people that keep them up all year round or take them down around Valentine's Day. I don't know, but I take them down right after Three Kings Day on January 6th. And it feels like we're truly living in a new world, and now more than ever since we're starting this new year. I absolutely love dressing up for the holidays. So now that I've put everything away, things feel a little empty. And something that filled my soul, though, was Disney's new movie, appropriately titled Soul, which was released on Disney Plus on Christmas Day 2020. Disney's always trying to surpass their last movie, which is pretty amazing. And they definitely did that in their latest Pixar movie, Soul. And there will absolutely be no spoiler alerts during this podcast. So if you haven't seen it, don't worry. But I wanted to bring that up because it made a connection for me in my mind as I was watching the movie and as I always live through, mindful living. So let's take a moment to reflect on our own lives. So often we go through our lives on autopilot. We are always on the go, go, go. And I'm not sure if here in the New York City tri-state area where I live, if it's worse in a sense, but it's like if you're walking down the street, it's a sin if you stop walking in the middle of a busy street because it throws everybody off because we're all walking like robots. Or if your car isn't moving like 2.5 seconds after the light turns green, people get upset. And don't tell anybody, but I'm one of those people who are probably peeping behind you if you're not moving once the light turns green. I pay attention. Sorry. But I think that we're always on the go. And as parents and as educators, especially, our minds are about in a gazillion places at once. And when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I try to do is I remind myself what day it is, right? So kind of try to center and ground myself. And once I get out of that haze, my mind immediately goes into like calendar to-do mode. I think of the meetings I have that day, presentations of the clients I'm going to see, and then I shift gears into personal assistant mode. So I try to think of my son's schedule and if he has any tests or any undone homework that he still has to do or any extracurriculars after school. And then I think of my husband. Is he traveling? Does he have anything important going on? Did I remind him to take out the garbage the night before? And I start thinking about other things. Do we have enough eggs and milk in the fridge? I hope we didn't run out of coffee. Can I go on another day without washing my hair? When am I going to get the chance to work out today? And I'm positive that you can probably relate to all of these things. And these thoughts happen all within like 10 seconds of each other. And I've been this person who snoozes about a gazillion times until the last possible second and then shoot up and start running around like a maniac so that I'm not late for work. And what a difference it has been from being those two different people. When I choose to change those habits to a different routine, and a routine that literally takes about a minute, I make it take about 2 minutes. So sometimes I choose to put those calendar thoughts aside, right? That to do thought aside when I open my eyes, where I don't reach for the phone to check email and scroll through social media and think about all the things that need to be done before my feet even hit the floor. And I change to a routine where I focus on how I can be instead of what I need to do. So I'm changing from a human doing to a human being, such as we are supposed to be. And that is the basis of the movie Soul. I don't know if you were waiting for me to wrap around that. That's the basis of the movie Soul. The main character went through his days aiming for a goal. He thought of this one thing that he was going to do to make his life fulfilled. And he thought that accomplishing that one thing was going to bring meaning to his life. But in reality, well, you're going to have to watch the movie to find out. But I ask you, does doing that one thing really make it for you? Does buying the home of your dreams, is that it in your life? Does throwing that killer party make it for you? Does missing important events in your family's lives for all the work stuff you have to do, does that do it? And believe me, it's hard for everyone. I feel sometimes as though I live my life in front of this computer, and even more so after this whole COVID experience. I feel like there's just always something to do. And sometimes I put so much focus on this, on my life, on all of the to do, on the mile long to do list, that I forget to be present in my life, but more importantly, in my family's life and in my son's life. We must remember that we are not human doings, that we are human beings. And sometimes we have to remember to put that laptop aside, put that to-do list aside, put the dinner recipe aside, that home decor aside, the party invites aside, whatever it is, just put it aside and be. Now, friends, I know that this is so much easier said than done because we obviously have responsibilities. But I wonder if it is really that we think to ourselves that we have just so much to do, or is it more that we don't know how to just be? Like, how do we do this whole being thing? So take a few moments as I walk through these different examples with you and try to pick one or two that resonate with you the most so that you can try it when you get to do these things in your life and try to implement that and see if you can take the 30 seconds to 60 seconds to just be and how that changes your life. So think about the times when you wash your hands and you put the soap and begin to lather your hands, which we're doing so much more nowadays. And you see the soap suds. And why do some soap brands make more lather than others? You feel the water temperature, and some of us like the water very cold, and some of us like it scorching hot. You see the bubbles. Do the bubbles have different colors? And you see how everything rinses off of your hands. When you're cooking or when you're eating, notice all of the colors that your meal has. Notice the textures, from the proteins to the carbs to the vegetables or anything else on your plate. Notice the smells and how the different seasoning that is used makes different smells that you smell. Notice the flavors before scarfing down your meal. Notice the flavors and just let them simmer and sit in your mouth before you consume them. Shift gears and think of your family. Think of all of the beautiful people who make up your immediate family. Maybe those who are still with us, present on this earth, and those who have moved on. Think of the sounds of their voices. Think of their smiles. Think of the lines on their faces and what makes them who they really are. Think of your children and how much they've grown from what seems one day to the next. How much they've learned and how they've become from really babies to these human beings with their own personalities and thoughts and ideas and goals. Think of your home, regardless of what it looks like. What do you appreciate about your home? What do you notice, let's say in the room that you're in right now, if you are in your own home? What was there that you haven't noticed before? What is in the corner of all of the rooms? And the challenge is to let the judgment go. Acknowledge any judgments that you may have of it should look like this, or I wish it looked like that. Stop shitting on yourself. Leave the should-haves, the would-haves, the could-haves behind, and really focus on just what you have in front of you right now. And in your mind, think of one feeling that you're feeling right now. And take a breath in, and then breathe out. And just like that, within a minute, you've practiced mindfulness. You've practiced being a human being. And yes, although you were doing and looking around, you were in this moment and not in the yesterday and not in the tomorrow, but in the right now. And that is the concept of mindfulness. I hope that you're able to fit mindfulness into your busy schedules. And I hope that you're able to fill your soul and live your life fully as you go on about your day. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. It would mean a ton if you took this moment to review the Free to Be Mindful podcast on the platform you catch your favorite shows. That quick and easy act lets me know what you enjoy, and it helps others find the podcast too. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you can listen along next week. In the meantime, I welcome you to catch me on social media at Counselor V. De Jesus. And as always, remember, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Catch you next week.